resources, match the resources on the map. Yellow tractors. 2 per person. Anybody can move any tractor. You can only move 2 a turn, but you have to use the same dice roll. You have to have 1 of every resource to build a house. So the game could potentially take about 7 hours. First turn doesn't really matter. Let's say I'm the green. Move the black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just realized I didn't have the camera on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's squares on hexagons because when you form them together, they form perfect rectangles and squares, which is a potential getter of points. Double points for making a rectangle. A square is a type of rectangle, and that's explained in the rules. So with this roll, I have to move 5 from that space. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 at an angle or a different position than the first one. And I've 1 ore. Now it's up to 1. Now I can move another tractor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which lands it on a green space. So I've 1 of wood. Move that one up to 1. The ore's up to 1. Now I do that with another tractor. Nope, I did 2 tractors. I'm sorry. It's the next person's turn. Sorry, I have a shaky hand problem. Depakote. So I take the 2 I want. White doesn't matter. You're not always picking the biggest ones because you might want to stay in a confined area. But we're going to go explore red. See if we can get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another angle. 1, 2. That's red. So we get a brick. Four and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So we get a wool. There's a whole backstory on where the wool comes from, because you're actually on another planet. This country that you're on is called Eupharmia, on a planet called Proximus, which is Proxima Centauri b. And it explains what you're doing there. Well, you're building a civilization on a little island about the size of Shanghai. or Delaware. Each one of these hexagons is a mile. Just a square mile. This is a 640 acre hexagon. So anyway, back to getting resources for a house. We're back to the green player's turn. Six and four. 6 and 1. Because I want to stay more confined. And the player that goes moves 2 of the tractors. He can move any 2 he wants, or she, or them. Feel me? 4 and 3. No, I don't want to do that. I need brick and I need water and I need wool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3. 1, 2, 3. So I get a wool. Now we want brick or water. Let's just use the same tractor and go for water. 4 and 3. Now we're in the river. 4 and 3, water goes to 1. We'll need brick. But here we go. Purple side. 6 and 3. They need wood, water, and ore. So wood. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll go with the water. And wood, huh? Let's go with the other tractor. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the wood. Next turn, they're going to need an ore. And try and get brick on this son. Six and 4. 2 and 4. One, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's developed where we can build a house. I guess green chooses. To build the house. Right there. And move all these back to 0. Now we can move another one. Well, we need everything now. 2 and 4 using the same dice roll. So we'll go with water. We'll jump over to the woods. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we get a wood. Move that up to 1. And that's how long it takes you to build one house. There's 56 houses in the player's turn, or the player's game. 52. There's 52 houses per person. And you're trying to build things. So without doing the trackers, I'll just kind of show you what can develop. And that's like 10 minutes to build that first house. So it could take quite a long time. There's 104 houses in a 2-player turn, a 2-player game. But let's say they start building. You got to start building it adjacent. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't cover the hexagon all the way. You're just building blocks from that first block, so you can always build in square patterns and rectangles. And the other side goes. Then first player goes. Because they might be trying to build something bigger. But first they have to. And then see, the purple sees that they could block that from becoming a shire when it's got 4 blocks. But they might decide not to do that in a diplomatic effort to not do that and say, I'm going to leave you alone, let you build that. So the other guy comes along and builds it, and he gets double the points. Or he can say, I won't block you if you build it in a regular shape. So he builds it in a regular shape. Oh, I need 2 hands. There we go. Close enough. Apparently not, because I'm still twitching with it. It takes like 2 hands to do this. One to stabilize the board and one to move the blocks. Okay, so in the agreement that you could have made was you also have to build in a regular shape. So they only get 5 apiece. You have to mark that on paper. Because negotiation is part of this game. It's actually in the rules that says you can negotiate what you can do if you want to. Like I just did. Don't build one more piece unless you make it in a regular shape. I don't want you getting double points in exchange. I'll build it in a regular shape so I don't get double the points. This would have been 10-10 if they both did rectangles. But you don't really want that because it would have been 10. The other one would have come along and blocked him. So it just builds animosity, or they decide not to negotiate and see what the other person notices. Like, there's an opportunity to build a rectangle. If he doesn't block me and doesn't notice that I'm trying to build that, but it probably would. So we made an agreement for this turn to only do irregular shapes. And that's how you play the game to the level Shire. But that's 4 blocks each but there'd be rolling in between. So that point where I had it at 10 minutes was the first house being built, and 52 houses have to be built per person in this game. Like, even if you've decided that you have enough points, you still have to get rid of all of these. So it's 52 houses times 10 minutes, which is 520 minutes. Or, yeah, find out what 520 minutes is, and you'll figure out how long this game will last.